Hello family, thank you so much for your support. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to share another recipe, cooking liver. Liver is something that is kind of tricky when it comes to cooking it. I have had lots of people tell me, from my family members to friends, it's very difficult to cook liver, and every time they make it, it's very hard. It's not as soft as they want it to be. So I told myself I'm going to make a video about this, and we can just see how to cook liver and enjoy it in such a way that it's extremely soft, it's tasty, but also like enjoyable, because liver is not exactly one of the cheapest thing. Once you cook, you buy it, you want to enjoy it. So I'm going to just start by sharing that I have my chunks of liver that basically I got them from our local butchery. You could get them from the supermarket, but I prefer the fresh cuts from the butchery. As you can notice, they're really fresh. They're not just as they came, they're a little bit bloody, but yeah, that's the messy part, but it's not a big deal. Just this is how they are. This is basically a kilo of liver, chunky, and make sure when you're buying liver, it kind of should be the brownie, not so black. Not so black, it should be like the brownie kind. Sometimes you buy a black liver, it means that it's from either a very old cow or something. So I just advise that when you're buying liver, make sure it just looks like a very pleasant brown color, and doesn't have so many veins, you know. The one that is veiny is sometimes very hard to prepare it. It's also very hard to cook because it has so many veins. So we're just going to get our liver, and I always normally just wash it when it's still chunky, such that it doesn't have to, like, normally when you wash it, when you've cut it, you waste away a lot of gravy making soup. So I'm just going to put it in my water over here. I normally add just some lemon in it, just to give it extra cleansing. I like using lemon in my kitchen cooking a lot. Most of my meats, whatever I have to wash, I use lemon. So I just cut a half a lemon. This is just a local lemon. And then I just put it in the water. Just place it in the water like that. It doesn't have to be all of it, just a bit of it. And then I wash the liver like that. Just wash it such that it's no longer with blood on it. Yeah. And then also the lemon takes away that kind of bloody smell, which is sometimes unpleasant when you're cooking in either beef, chicken. The lemon takes away that very unpleasant smell. I'll make sure my board is also really clean. I just make sure I clean off of that, the blood that was on. Just make sure it's clean. I get it out of this lemon water back onto my board, and liver comes with a coating on top. It's kind of like it kind of has a feel of a polythene. For us, we call it locally cavera. You can actually tell your butcher man to remove this for you if you so desire, but for me, I just buy it and I'm able to just remove it by myself. So just keep removing this. This is one of the things that makes it hard when you cook. You just remove it gently, and it just tears off easily, actually. Gently, part by part, as it keeps getting off. Just look as it, yeah, sometimes gets, and normally when you buy the liver that has so much vein, it's very difficult to remove this part. It's very hard. That's why I insist that buy the liver that is a bit for a younger cow. Normally very colorful, like this brown is always this kind, not so deep, not so reddy, but also not many veins. So it just goes off gently, just gently. Just keep putting in your finger like that as you move the cavera-like thing, and the surface just keeps getting off. Yeah, sometimes you may lose some parts of, just as you notice, just like a cavera, look. And then you continue to other parts that have it, and you just keep removing it. There. Yeah, it kind of gets off. If you get the right part of liver, it gets off so easily. Like, it doesn't give you such a hard time. The key is to make sure you're buying liver that does not have so much of the veins, you know. So look at this, just look at this. This looks really nice, right? It's just like very smooth. Just look at that, right? It looks really good. So we are ready to like cut this. I'm going to do this for these other parts of the liver, but basically we're now going to cut this into, let me just do for this other one, just also another chunk. Just going to remove this caramelize coating on top like that. Put them on the side. You can always just dispose them off in your dustbin. Basically they cannot do much, yeah, so just throw them away. It can be a bit stubborn, just be patient and just make sure you can capture the part that's like a cavera. On the upper part of the liver where the veins join, sometimes gets a bit tough, but it's okay. Gently remove section by section until you can capture all of it. You look, now this is very ready. It's very nice, very browny, but also very like, it just looks healthy. It looks healthy. It's important when you're buying your cuts, even if it's beef, liver, make sure you get really healthy cuts of the animal you're buying. Sometimes it's even important to learn the art of knowing what is healthy and what isn't. Yeah, maybe one time I'll make a video about when you're buying meat or how to tell what is good and what's not. But for today, it's our liver, and yeah, all my chunks are ready. I'm just going to place this in the bin somewhere down here. Oh, let me find the bin. Now we are ready to cut. Let me get something to clean up. It gets a bit watery. It's good to have lots of paper towels that you can always use to just keep cleaning off the mess. I'm going to take this water away. Let me put it here. And replace with a dish that I'll be using to put. Yeah, it's good. Okay. I'm now just going to take these liver pieces and just cut them in very bite-sized pieces, but also like really well, not just anyhow. I'm cutting cubes kinda. So I'll just cut them into lines first, like that. Horizontal, vertical, but these are horizontal line mostly, and then you cut through them. When you're done cutting these lines, you just now go on and cut the cubes. You go on cutting the cubes, because once these bite-sized pieces, they'll be like, when you're ready to eat, they're easy to like chew at. It's not like a chunk that you have to bite at. Remember, we love fine dining, so it's good to really make sure you make food that is chewable easily. So we just cut them into cubes. The reason I told you not to washing before you cut is because you see this. Now this is already coated with a bit of like the gravy making like the membrane in here that makes the liver. So it's good for you to wash before you remove the cavera-like coating, such that you save this to make up your gravy, rather than just lose it and then have liver that is not like, it's a little bit loose. So let me just cut this into cubes. Yeah, normally I have a sister who says when you're cutting liver, you do not have to, like when you're cutting liver for Carol, you have to be very specific. She wants them very precise and very same size, because she knows that I like good looking stuff on when I'm cooking. I like also the look at the same time. So Krina, a shout out to you. I like my liver cut properly and in cubes. So you keep cutting them until the entire, it's a bit of much that I'm making today. We are making a family meal, so I just have to make enough. And Carolliving family is kind of big, so we just need to enjoy the after. Yeah, there you have it. So I'm going to transfer this in this bowl, and then I cut the rest of it, as you'll notice. I'm just going to transfer it into this glass bowl, and then just cut the rest of it into cubes. You make them, first get these vertical lines in, and then cut them into cubes all at once. And liver is tender. Once you remove that cavera-like thing, then you're guaranteed. The other part, we will learn later as we are cooking. You shouldn't use so much heat. Always use moderate heat. Medium heat is preferable. Not just like boiling them all at once. And then every meal I have learned over time that slow cooking is the best way to cook most of these meats. Slow cooking is always the trick. Every time you want to cook something very fast, sometimes you just lose the taste of it, or there's something about cooking it slowly. It just kind of gets ready right, and then very tasty. Even the seasoning you have put ends up really penetrating the meat properly. So now that we've learnt about removing the cavera, we've cut our chunks. Let me finish this up and then we can just go on to the seasonings. So I'm done cutting. I'm just going to transfer all this into this bowl ready to be seasoned and just to be marinating here. I'm going to take away this and just try to clean up